All right, here we go. So we have Call of Duty coming up in a second here. Should be good, hopefully. Hopefully it's not boring Call of Duty. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. I just got to double check to make sure I have this box right as well. It says now live, but I don't see anything here. Let's see. Let's take a look. Says now live. There we go. I just had to refresh it. It's loading. We're waiting again? What's going on here? They're making us wait some more.
Peggy 18.
There we go. Now we're in. All right. Actual in-game footage. Wow, their stream is not good. Alright, here we go. Their stream is not very good. Probably a lot of people watching it, though. That's all I have to imagine that's the case. Oh man, it's buffering so much. And I'm looking at polygon speed is doing the exact same thing as this, so it must be on there on the Activision side, I think. They have to imagine that so many people are. I'll turn the audio up for you guys. Sorry. Is that better?
Duty first.
I turned the audio up. Is that high enough? Do we need more?
We executed the mission. Get me the fuck out of here.
Okay, cool.
How many? We had orders. Get to cover! Lieutenant, tell them what we're all about. No mission too difficult. No sacrifice too great.
Welcome to the bloody first. You're a long way from Texas, farm boy.
Okay, WW2, there we go. November 3rd, that's pretty much what we knew. We already know that. Here we go.
You just saw the world premiere of the reveal trailer for Call of Duty World
Oh, his
War
head's
II.
cut off. Oh no.
And we're just getting started. We're streaming to you live from the middle of London, but
There we go.
today
We're better.
it's all about you, our fans all over the world. This game is the game that you've been waiting to see, and believe me when I say it's the game that we've been waiting to show you.
Turn it up a little more
Call
for you
of
guys.
Duty has the most passionate fans anywhere. And throughout this live stream, we're going to be answering the questions that you've sent to us from all over the world over the last few days. When we greenlit this game 3 years ago now, we knew it was time for us to go back to our roots, back to the gritty, authentic, visceral military experience that Call of Duty was built on. This game delivers all that, and it also strives to capture the intense bonds of brotherhood that came from common everyday people who rose above the most epic and horrible conflict in human history. And with Sledgehammer Games at the helm, we knew we had the right team to deliver the cinematic scale and the relentless attention to detail that this conflict deserves and demands. Their passion and creativity has been inspiring to me from day one. Call of Duty World War II does more than just go back to boots on the ground. It also delivers a gripping, immersive story and a darker, reverent tone, which captures both the epic scale and the human struggle of this incredible conflict. Like so many people all over the world, many of us, myself included, have a personal connection to this conflict through family members who fought in this war. This story belongs to the entire world. This game truly recaptures that first Call of Duty value that no one fights.
It's definitely on the PC.
Call of Duty World War II also features a multiplayer game that brings back the intense, visceral, boots-on-the-ground gameplay our fans love, along with some great new innovations that push the game forward. And if you can't wait until November to play it, well, good news. You don't have to. I'm excited to announce right here, right now, that later this year, we'll be hosting a private multiplayer beta. This is just the beginning of a journey that we'll be taking with you all year. You're going to be hearing more from us
Beta.
more
We already know
often
this.
with more information than ever as we reveal all the details we've got in store for you with Call of Duty World War II. And that starts right now. We've got a great lineup here today, ready to answer the questions that you've sent to us. In a few minutes, I'll be bringing up Michael and Glenn from the studio, as well as a few members of our cast. As you'll see, the team at Sledgehammer has poured their heart and soul into this game. No battle was too big, no detail was too small. From the painstaking historical research, to visiting each and every one of the game's real-life locations, to sweating the audio and visual details that get the era just right. The goal was to create the most immersive World War II universe ever. We wanted our long-standing fans to experience World War II like never before, and to introduce this historic conflict to a whole new generation of players along the way. So let's
here
get
we
right
go.
to it. Here's a behind-the-scenes look at the creative
Here we
process
go.
at the studio, and a deeper look at what's coming in store with Call of Duty World War II.
The Second World War goes beyond all boundaries in every category. We see more nations involved in a single conflict. We see casualties higher than ever before. Just a generation before, at the end of the First World War, the Great War, they didn't call it World War I because they expected that nothing like this would ever happen again. And a generation later, something happens that's even bigger and even worse in so many ways.
I'm playing with the window size.
We have the honor of making this year's Call of Duty called World War II.
Our chance to tell the epic, gritty, visceral story of the world's greatest conflict.
There is a genuine interest in producing a product that is historically authentic.
Every part of this game has been researched and nuanced and studied and scanned and
See, if they actually
photographed.
researched
Really, really
everything,
tried to get the
this
respect
could actually
and
be really
the
good because they have the
details
budget to really
This is
put
about
that time
ordinary
in.
people doing extraordinary things.
right. The brotherhood, the camaraderie, the guy next to me. That became the theme for our game.
On a personal level, honoring the story was crucial for us, and it was something we really committed to.
Our story weaves in and out of real historical events. We've gone to great pains to create those authentic battles. One of the
For anyone who
biggest
just
things
got
we
here,
wanted to get
we
across
haven't
was
seen a
sense of
lot yet, so don't
camaraderie.
worry.
People you serve side by side with, you develop bonds with those people.
Hopefully players will walk away from this story feeling like they really know these guys
Welcome to the Bloody First.
and they care about them.
Art influences the game in a huge way. The lighting and the tonality and the colors. We want to be able to have the player feel something.
By creating a very believable environment, it allows the player to slip into this world.
The vision for the art direction we call dark and beautiful. It was emotionally dark.
See, that looks really
visually
good.
beautiful. More than just being cool and pretty.
If that
it's
was
about
actually in
trying
game,
to
that
get
looks really
people
good.
to have a deeper emotional reaction to the game.
Our modeling department is amazing. The weapons, vehicles, the tanks, even the cars you might see on a city street. The level of detail is just phenomenal.
It's a huge endeavor, but we have to stay true to the source material. We have to research and watch a lot of film, a lot of archive footage to see how combatants in World War II would behave. Sometimes the hardest things are the biggest payoffs. The combination of the model, the animation, and the audio creates that punchiness to the weapon.
We record everything. Every location we record in for the game. The ambiences, the music, the dialogue, everything has to be created from scratch. We had a real opportunity here to do a level of authenticity
that's
and
pretty cool.
reality.
If they actually
true to
like
the
sounds
war,
for
true to the
weapons and
soldiers
everything.
who fought in that war. We had this great opportunity with Marty Morgan, our military advisor.
That's the most important
We spent
part,
a lot
because
of
Call of
time
Duty
on
2
gun
was a
range
teen-rated
with all
game,
of the authentic World
so
War
they
II
weren't able
weaponry.
to really
It's critical to understand
be
the
actually, like, violent and
absolute
gritty with
violence of the Second World War. It's critical to understand how weapons and firepower function.
This is a story that's bigger than all of us. This is a whole new generation who might not have a lot of experience with in this time period. I think this is a great opportunity.
I was hoping they'd run us
have
through
them
like
experience that
a
and
level
feel
or
that.
something. That was my hope.
we've made something.
I mean, it's
pretty
cool to see behind the
incredible, and I'm
scenes.
very proud of it.
It's perhaps the greatest compliment I've been paid in my career to work on this project.
This is the most powerful game I've ever worked on. It's very personal, it's very humbling.
You know, I've been making games for over 26 years. And I'll tell you, it's the best game we ever made.
And that is how you do a global reveal, because that's what it was, the global reveal of the new Call of Duty game, going back to World War II. I'm OJ Borgia at the BFI in London, the IMAX screen, the biggest screen in the United Kingdom, which seems a fitting place to have a game of such cinematic scope. Now, watching that trailer for the first time, like you, I was so hyped watching it, and I would be hyped if it was any Call of Duty game, but the fact that Call of Duty is going back to its roots, I mean, I need to just calm down just slightly, because I'm overhyped right now. But between the trailer and the video that we just saw, I am dying to know more about this game, and as I'm sure you are. That's why you've tuned into this live stream. So who do we talk to? Well, we talk to the people who made the game. That is Glenn and Michael from Sledgehammer Games. We're here right now. How excited are you guys right now?
Dude, after 2.5 years of sitting
I was going to say, I was like,
this
is
an
that me
incredible moment,
near the microphone?
so
That's somebody
thanks.
like
It is
with the
just an
microphone
exciting
there,
moment.
making
Now,
this breathing
my
sound.
heart's still racing. Hope the audience picks up on that.
Thank you.
It was a great trailer. My heart's still racing from it. It was gritty. We talked about the art direction in that documentary, which was dark and emotional. Do you know, it felt like what I would guess it would be like to be in World War II. Can you tell us a bit more then about the detail and the research that went into making this new Call of Duty?
Yeah, you know, getting World War II right is incredibly important to us. Many of us have family members that have been touched by the war.
That's a great
and
idea in the
attention
chat
to
if they have
every
Tom
detail
Hanks
is our way
be like one of the
honoring them.
characters in the game, like
We
model
spent
it after him.
2.5 years
That would have been awesome.
researching, studying, taking thousands of photos, watching documentaries, and meeting with World War II veterans. We visited museums, driven vehicles, fired weapons, and used photogrammetry techniques to capture even the tiniest details.
Yeah, that's right. Look, we've gone to great lengths to follow in the footsteps of the soldiers of World War II. You know, in addition to Normandy, we literally traveled the routes of the 1st Infantry Division and other Allied units, from the English Channel to the hedgerows of northern France, through Luxembourg and Belgium and past the old city of Aachen, frankly, all the way to the Rhine. And it was great. We dug deep into the historical battle locations where many of the soldiers fought and sacrificed.
You talk about history, you talk about the accuracy. Am I right in thinking you had a historian working on this? In fact, we saw him, didn't we? In that mini-doc.
Yeah, we certainly did. Marty Morgan, amazing. He's renowned World War II historian and author. He's been a huge part of the team. He's worked with us for the last 2 years, and he's frankly devoted his life to capturing the stories of soldiers on the front line. And so with him as a cornerstone of our research, and a tremendous sort of asset to the team, he's really
we haven't
helped us
seen any
capture
real
the essence
gameplay
of
yet
war
for anyone who just got
for
here.
fans.
I think we're still waiting
Now,
for this.
we only learned about this a couple of days ago. You'll have been sitting on this, I think Glenn said, for 2.5 years. Since
I have
the
to
reveal,
imagine you don't bring them to an
how are you
IMAX
feeling
theater
right now? What are those days
to not
been
show
like?
them
Oh my
gameplay.
goodness, it has been really amazing, unbelievable, frankly. And yeah, the reaction's been really positive and warming, and really to all the hardworking developers at Sledgehammer Games back home and to everybody at Activision, it's really been great. And for Glenn and I, it's really humbling to have, you know, the opportunity to tell this incredible story of heroism, to honor the men and women who've sacrificed to bring around victory, and what really is history's greatest conflict.
And you know, the team back in Foster City is watching the stream right now, and a shout out to all of you, and thanks for your hard work.
Because I'm guessing it has been 2.5 years of hard work. Yeah. Really hard work. Now, we've got tons to discuss, more questions that are coming in from you. You can get in touch with us on our social channels. And if they say that no man fights alone, no man presents alone either, because alongside me is a YouTuber. I call him the Crown Prince of Zombies. That is Mr. Dalek JD, who I know is super hyped right now.
That is correct, OJ, and I mean, that introduction was beautiful, and I'm just so happy to be here, and he's exactly right. Since Friday, we've been taking in your questions about the game via Twitter, and the response has just been phenomenal, and there is still time to get your questions in if you haven't already. All you'll need to do is make sure that you tweet at Call of Duty, making sure you use that hashtag
see if I can make
COD
this work.
World War II.
Hashtag
now, we
COD
already
WW2.
have some tweets to kick off the show. We have at Cal's Tweetings, who says, I'm so
Call of
excited.
Duty.
I can't believe it. COD is going back to
Where
its roots.
is the
There you go. That's
gameplay?
what a lot of tweets are saying, that
Hashtag
Call of Duty going back to its roots. But this
Call of
is all about
Duty
gameplay as well. How
WW2.
does it, going back to its root, translate to gameplay?
There we go. All right.
Yeah, Call of Duty World War II returns to that grounded, fast action gameplay that the franchise was built on. And for us, the core Call of Duty experience like the conflict of World War II, really puts an emphasis now on rewarding gun skill and strategy. And with an all-new boots-on-the-ground experience that immerses players in the intense combat of World War II like never before, we're bringing some great new innovations too, you know, things that were designed to elevate the player experience, things we want to touch about, but we're going to save for a little bit later in the show.
We are indeed saving it for a little bit later on. Make sure you stay tuned to this live stream. There's lots of things coming up. But Dalek, how do you feel about that?
I'm extremely excited by the fact that it's been nearly 10 years since Call of Duty has been in the World War II era, and I mean, that in itself is just extremely exciting. And judging by you guys over on Twitter, it seems I'm not the only one. Loads of fans are expressing their excitement around the fact of us being able to experience World War II era weaponry. Fans like Games412412 who tweets in saying, what kind of weapons will we be seeing in Call of Duty World War II?
Well, the team worked to bring a wide variety of weapons, you know, from both the Allied and Axis forces to life. And for us, authenticity was key. So from the iconic ping of the empty M1 Garand to the power of the first assault rifle, the STG-44, these guns have a real weight to them.
They haven't announced any
really visceral
systems yet. We know it's PS4,
really,
Xbox
for me,
One,
it brings me back to
PC,
my fondest memories of playing Call of Duty with the fidelity now and the brilliance of what's only possible in the latest generation of gaming hardware. No automatic weapons symbolize the brutality of World War II more than the belt-fed MG42, which you'll see. Terrifyingly powerful weapon. There's the bolt-action rifles of World War II and the singular damage that they could inflict in combat, like the M1903. And equipped with scopes or iron sights, these weapons were frankly pretty precise. And of course, Glenn here with his .45 caliber grease gun, running around in spray and pray mode, you know.
Let's not start.
That just scratches the surface, frankly.
The king of spray and pray, eh? So, Glenn, what did you enjoy most then about making a World War II game with the current hardware?
Yeah, good question. You know, I really love the detail we can bring to the game nowadays. The way the soldiers walked and talked.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
The music of the era, the different locations
Storming the beaches on Normandy. They could actually do a really cool job with that.
Battles. In Normandy specifically, it's the emotions created by combining elements like the sound of the .50 caliber rounds hitting the front of the boat, the vehicles crashing into the shore, and taking cover behind the hedgehogs. In each case, we're targeting the most realistic gaming experience possible.
And that's what it's about, isn't it? That realistic experience, that visceral sound that goes on as well. Dalek, what else is the community wanting to know?
Well, Borg, we have a tweet in from It's Enigma for the Win, who wants to know what locations are we going to be fighting in?
Well, the game takes place entirely in the European theater, primarily between 1944 and 1945. And as you saw in the reveal trailer, players will storm the beaches of Normandy on D-Day, fight through the Hurtgen Forest,
I have to imagine
in urban combat
they're going to add like
France
Hitler as
Belgium,
some kind of DLC mission
and
or something.
ultimately push towards Germany.
Yeah, that's right. And we want to showcase how ordinary men and women came together to accomplish the extraordinary. And while the story follows the 1st Infantry Division, we also fold in a story of diverse and global cast of characters
how true to form
like
this game is when
Major
it comes to
Crowley
history.
from
I think
the
is what they're trying to
SOE.
say.
Now he's a UK intel officer who earns recognition for his heroism earlier in the war. He helps plan the Normandy landings and then coordinates with the French resistance activities.
Yeah, and while fighting through the German lines in France, players will be introduced to other great characters such as Rousseau, the powerful female leader of the French resistance who forms a close bond with all our cast members, cast of characters, as the story progresses. Throughout much of the campaign, though, you're going to play as Private Red Daniels, a young recruit who is seeing some of his first real action in the invasion of Normandy. He's joined by his best friend, Zussman, a Jewish-American private. You'll follow our squad across the European theater, and we're excited to say that a part of the cast is here today to talk more about the incredible journey.
They are indeed. We'll bring them up on stage in a second. Glenn, Michael, don't go anywhere because we will be talking to you later on with some more questions from the community. Keep them coming in. But please do give a warm welcome to Jonathan Tuck, who plays Red's best friend, Private Zussman. If we swap everyone out, let's swap everyone out here as we do this bit. And Jeffrey Pierce, who plays Lieutenant Turner. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. And it's great to have the cast in as well, because one of the great things about Call of Duty has been that. It's been the great storytelling that goes on. And we've got the 3 J's here right now. Josh, I know you've had a huge amount of passion from this game since day one, being part of this project. What most excited you?
Well, when I first heard about it, I sat with Brett and with Glenn, and they wouldn't even tell me what the game was at first because it was so confidential. And then, they just told, it was really about what the history of this was about and how much detail they wanted to pay to it. And as I
also sent
really
them a
got
message
to,
asking what
learn more
consoles and
about
platforms
it
it's going to
and
be on.
Actually start working on the game.
Specifically also highlighting the
Not only
Switch,
did
so
they
if they take my
pay
question,
attention
which they
historically,
probably
but
won't.
The writing was so
there you go.
incredibly good. I mean, it rivals anything that I've ever read.
Feel free to
as far as
favorite
movie
that
script. So,
tweet that I sent out, by the way.
it's just something that I've always wanted to do, and it turned out to be as much fun as any job I've ever had.
And as Eric said earlier on, the story of World War II touches a lot of people emotionally, and that was something you brought into your performance, I would guess.
Yeah, I mean, again, who knew? I thought it was just.
We technically
don't
know if it's on PC either, so I asked if it was going to be on PC and
Switch. On a video game, and it turns out that these, some of the scene work we got to do in this game was amazing, and these characters are so well rounded, and they were right. They really did pay a lot of attention.
They're not going to take that question. If it's not on the Switch, they won't take the question.
These characters were had a lot of depth.
And if we're talking about characters, tell me about your character, the guy you play.
Well, I don't know, boys. What was he? He's a bit of a dick. He's somebody who is obviously mission before man, and it was something that was fun for me because I love playing the dick. I love playing the guy who everybody hates, and ultimately he has the dilemma about is it mission before man, or is it really man before mission? Because he connects to these guys by the end of this story, and that's really what drew me to it.
Well, if we're talking about that connection, what was it like then, Jeffrey, when you're working together?
I'm a little surprised that they go with those earpiece
We've
mics.
been working together for a year and a half
because they're
at this point.
very visible, and you can get away with a lapel mic pretty easily.
And
I don't really know why they go with those.
I think we all bonded extraordinarily well. I mean, you don't mesh with people necessarily, but we walked into the room and felt like I'd known these guys for 10 years. And the work that we're being asked to do is of a scope of a massive feature film. And the storytelling.
Oh yeah, no, they're not going to show the tweet I sent them about the Switch, unless it is on the Switch.
What you can capture, the detail and performance. Story is as important as gameplay. And gameplay has always been seamless in Call of Duty, but this is like really.
I don't think they're talking very loud because it's not super high on mine either.
And once you get past the tight suit and the little,
I might be able to turn it up more in the browser.
You make that work.
Once you get past that, it feels like you're doing theater. I swear.
Yeah.
Because there's no coverage, there's no close-up, so everybody is active the entire time in the motion capture or the PCAP.
Oh, that's a good one. If there's zombies,
and it's an extraordinarily active.
That's actually a really good
process
question.
Where everybody is working the entire time. It's an exciting process to be a part of as an actor. The performances are so much more visceral. And it's so much more of an exciting process to be a part of.
And you're relying on everybody else to help you get where you need to get. It's a great experience.
Well, because that's something you said to me earlier.
They said hashtag. It was.
We met in the gym this morning.
Wasn't it Call of Duty WW2 or something like that? It's probably trending right now.
And you said it was like being on stage, and it lent a whole new dimension to your performances. Because I think when you're doing TV
you guys
or film,
liked and retweeted that tweet I sent.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
I mean, Josh and I, this is our first video game. Jeff's done quite a few. We're used to just sitting back on our Apple boxes in between takes, letting other people get their shots, but for the first time, we really had to work. The entire scene.
I mean, up to this point, it was just, we just do our close-up and then let somebody else do the
Actually, it's not trending.
Exactly right.
National Pretzel Day is trending.
Off to my trailer. I'll call me.
No, but I mean,
that's not it. I swear to God, that's not it.
18 months with these guys, I've gotten to see both their kids grow up. They've gotten to see my dog get bigger. We've seen other cast members, lose girlfriends, get girlfriends. So that camaraderie was very reflective of this group
I
of
should. I didn't
regular
even think of
people
that.
Who are diverse in religion,
I can do that, guys. Don't worry.
age, and geography, in color,
I'm on it.
and getting to see that group of people in World War II is, I think, a wholly unique part of this game that I think people will appreciate when they're playing.
When you scratch the surface, you find out that these guys, they're not fighting for bigger ideas than the love of the brothers around them and risking their lives sacrificing themselves for each other. It's not about flag or country when the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, I can see it
It's
running on the
about caring
Switch.
for each
Depends what
other
they want to do with the resolution.
And that serves the bigger whole.
I don't want to talk over
But
these
the
guys too
connection
much. I'm sure you
between,
guys are completely
the
enthralled with
men
what
and
they're
the women on
saying.
the front
But
lines is
we saw what happened with Bomberman.
as
They dropped the
powerful a bond
resolution
as
low
you can
enough, they
see
get
anywhere.
60
Yeah,
frames.
and one thing that I
If
think
you
is
drop
also
the
really
resolution
cool
to a
about
certain
this is
amount,
that
you can get the frame
not only
rates
is it a
and
kick-ass
change textures.
game,
There's a lot of stuff you can do.
but there's
considering the CPUs
because they spent
pretty
so
much
much
all the
time
comps right
making
now are
this
very similar.
historically
You can
accurate.
pretty much do it.
It's going to expose the whole World War II story to a whole new generation, and that's really, I'm really honored to be a part of this game for that reason, and the fact that I get to be in a video game. But the fact that it's, it is a visceral sort of thing, and I think that
the one thing I'm noticing,
anybody who isn't
these
familiar
guys
with
seem to
World
think
War II
there's
is
never
gonna
been
get
a World
real
War II
feel
game
for what it might have been
ever.
like.
Like they're making the first one.
about that at the moment, saying that this is how we get our history now. It's through this, and there's almost more empathy when you're fighting through an interactive character.
Well, there's 20 years since Saving Private Ryan.
I mean, they
It's
could
10
even
years
drop
since
it
Call
if
of
they
Duty
needed
had a
to
World War
for
II
like
game.
a
This is a whole new
ridiculously
generation, and
like
it
over the
speaks
top
to the pride
graphic
that
game that
we've
even
all
like a
felt making
PS4
this
struggled
game. It has
with.
been a
They could
true
drop the
privilege
720p and
to,
540p.
even watching this behind
That
the
still
scenes,
works
to be able
because
to
it's
share with
scalable
the
up
world
pretty much
the small world
one-to-one
that
when
we've
you
gotten to
upscale
play
it.
and bringing this game to fans and a whole new generation to understand World War II.
Josh, you mentioned connections. Am I right in thinking that somebody who sat
Even
around
Call
on
of
this
Duty
stage right now
2
got a punch in
like,
you at some
did the
point?
storming the beaches
well,
for
he
Normandy,
did.
so it's been Medal
like
of
we were
Honor
saying,
did
it's
it
just
on front
one-
lines
it's usually
forever
one
ago.
take. You get one take right.
I
and
mean,
you move
that
on to the
looks
next
great,
scene.
don't get me
Well,
wrong,
He kept screwing
but
it up and taking another.
the
Can I get
stories
one
have been
more?
told.
We had to get it right.
I just need
very
one more.
important to get it right.
Starting to wonder if
Authenticity. We're back to visceral authenticity, and you can't,
Really-
hit
really-
somebody who's 6'4" every day without repercussions. So I took my licks where I
I
could.
appreciate your dedication to the craft.
Yeah. I just don't like that take. Let's do it one more time. Hold on, Iron Bar. We're actually watching on the screen right now. We're watching your characters. What is it like watching yourself
replaced
back? Having
the
gone there, we saw
timestamp
the
guy on
punch.
Saturday. There's
what is
no,
it like watching yourself
there's
back
no news
in
wave
a
on
game
Saturday,
at
but
this
I
point? 'Cause
appreciate
obviously you've done TV, you've done films, but watching yourself in the game.
Well, it takes a while to adjust to this tight, suit that you're wearing. It's all colorful with these balls and the whole thing.
Who looked the best? Who looked the best
And
in the
once,
suit?
Jonathan, for sure. He's been doing a lot of squats.
He says heavy deadlifts. I'm
Heavy
curious how
deadlifting
heavy.
makes the suit look nice.
Once you get past that, and once you start to see some of the results and some of the stuff that the guys are working on in Foster City and all over the world, I think. I'm not sure where everybody's at, but again, thank you guys
God
for
bless
all the work. But once you start to see what you're actually going to look like, it frees you up to really go for it, because you're not just in some silly suit. This is World War II, and this is some serious stuff.
Yeah.
And
They must have a set
it just
time
it gives
they
you a
want to try to
whole
get
new
this
freedom
talking
that you
segment
wouldn't
in.
otherwise
You get to
have.
see- you
It
can
really
imagine
feels
your
like they're
breath
kind of
when
like
when we're
running
doing
out of
some
stuff to
these
talk
winter
about.
scenes. You can squint at a
And they're
fake
just
sun
kinda-
and the volume, and
kinda
those
like-
guys
like someone's behind the
who
camera doing
created
this,
game
like-
build that in for you, so that freedom he's talking about. It's so exciting to explore.
And I think it sets it up for what Call of Duty is, which is great storytelling. But please put hands together for our cast who've come down here today. The 3 Js. Thank you so much. And all we're talking about there is the campaign. That's just all we're talking about there. Now, Dolly, I would guess you're still excited right now.
I mean, I think I'm just in a state of
I know you're not gonna
excitement.
show
I
mine.
can't really get out of it. That was awesome and very insightful to hear from the cast. Now, don't worry, we still have a lot of reactions and general tweets from the community to deliver to Glenn and Michael. We've got just a handful right here. We have Rob Stang, who says, I hope Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield give us at least a little tease of multiplayer during the reveal. Smiley
That's the tweet
face.
they pick.
And at Woodworth
Nothing was
Noah,
added.
who, and this is in all caps, by the way, this is going to be amazing. Loads of exclamation marks. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Now, as I
at
look
least
through all the
multiplayer
tweets, there
makes
is
sense, but
an
they
enormous
just
amount
pick
of
one with about
questions
20
revolving
exclamation
around
points.
multiplayer. Guys, what can you tell us about multiplayer today?
So there you go. The community has spoken. That's what lots of people are excited about. Michael, what can you tell us about multiplayer?
Oh, my goodness. We have so much to share. Now, we can't show you a lot today, a lot of big stuff coming at E3, but first and foremost, we're talking boots on the ground
Call of Duty
combat.
2's multiplayer was really good.
And, that well-balanced Call of Duty run-and-gun action in a brutal and visceral head-to-head conflict of World War II. So from maps to movement to weapons to melee, our goal was to give players an all-new boots-on-the-ground experience for World War II. And then a bunch of new stuff, right? We've got war, an asymmetrical allied versus Axis mode where factions fight to capture or defend critical objectives. Now, this mode changes map design, strategy, teamwork, and we're really excited about its potential. We're also excited about Divisions. Divisions is a fundamentally new way to approach your Call of Duty multiplayer career, and it adds to the player immersion by allowing players to enlist in a specific unit of their choice. And finally, we have Headquarters.
Seems like
it's
that
something
teleprompter's
special
a little
everybody at Sledgehammer
slow.
Games, and it's the first of a kind for the Call of Duty community. It's really a living space where fans can connect, be rewarded, compete, show off.
I think
and
it's
have
just at
fun
Call of Duty.
outside
I
of
think that's all they
matches.
want you to do is just do at
It's
Call
a
of Duty.
transformation of how the community comes together, and we really want you to see it to understand it. So just a tiny peek here. Let's take a look.
All right. We did it. Multiplayer.
Man, that was a tiny
That
peek.
was
I want
tinier
more.
That was a little
Wow,
tinier
what a-
than I expected.
So when we see more? When we can see more of this?
Man.
Well, you know, it's coming to E3
Oh, man.
MP on the floor. For us, that's the first time Sledgehammer Games has been able to bring it to fans. Fans are coming to the conference, so it's going to be big. We're going to bring all that to you at E3.
That is going to be excellent.
Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. I'm sorry to interrupt. I mean, multiplayer sounds sensational, but
It's 10
after
million
reading
Call
other
of Duty
people's
fans are going to have to go
questions,
take a cold
I wanna
shower
ask
after
one
this
of my
because this is
own. Now, I
this is
know
one of the biggest
that
teases
there
I've
may
ever
or
seen
may
in my
not be
life.
some sort of co-op mode within World War II. Now, I am quite a big Zombies fan, and there is a lot of people watching around the world that are also in the same boat as me. So we're all asking right here, right now, what can you tell us about this co-op mode?
Absolutely nothing. No. Sorry. Yeah, you know, our third mode is it's an entirely new story, and it's a pretty horrifying experience, sort of like your office. You know, for Michael and I, it's our first horror game in years, and we're
So
really,
the idea
really
is there's
psyched
two
about
different
it.
story modes.
It's the story.
There's one for
of,
co-op and
the
one for
Third
single player.
Reich's
Oh, they're gonna
desperate
show something.
attempt
All right, here
to
we go.
create an army in the final stages of the war. We can't wait to share more.
The zombies?
In fact.
Oh, cool.
Should we show a little something? Just a little tiny.
They're doing zombies.
Whoa!
Very cool.
It's Dalek before makeup.
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. Guys, I mean, this says very little, and normally I would be a little disappointed, but how can I be when, I mean,
That's
that
cool.
just looks incredible. I
Nazi
would ask
zombies
for
are
more,
back.
but
That's
I'm
cool.
probably going to get a no, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
At least I tried. At least I tried.
That is a Nazi zombie on the biggest cinema screen in
Yes.
the United Kingdom. And I think that is a fabulous way to end this first look at the Call of Duty World War II than that. It has been an absolute ton of fun, and it's been great having you guys here as well.
Yeah, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure. You know, our hearts are full being able to share with fans, and we hope fans are just as excited about Call of Duty World War II as we are to make it. Without a doubt, it really is the most personal and powerful game I've ever worked on, and I know we can speak for all the developers at Sledgehammer Games when I say that we're holding nothing back for November.
Yeah, and you know, our thanks again for the support.
gonna be interesting.
This game is for you, and I'm sure Michael would agree. We've talked about this before, that this is the best game we've ever made.
The best game.
Nothing on the Switch.
Best game. There you go. So thank you very much to Glenn and to Michael from Sledgehammer Games. It is going to be such a wait until November the 3rd, it really is. So stick it in your iCal, tattoo it to the inside of your eyelids. November the 3rd, that is when this new Call of Duty, going back to its root, is coming out.
Yeah, so this is what we saw when we first turned it on.
Thank you so much for joining us. Keep in touch.
Just
by
in case
the
I
social
missed the
channels.
beginning.
How should we leave it? The way we came in. Let's have another look at that trailer.
Shaken with the violences of war. In this hour of great sacrifice, we shall prevail.
Get your head down and keep moving!
We are all
I mean, it says in-game footage, but I'll be curious to see how much it actually looks like this.
We cannot. We must not fail.
Duty first.
Perez! Won't be enough for you!
I mean, you did see how many people were, like, on that map, though. There's a lot of people. Like, so maybe they're doing, like, 32-player.
How many casualties? We executed the mission. Get me the fuck out of here! How many? We had orders! what we're all about. No mission too difficult. No sacrifice too great.
Welcome to the Bloody First. You're a long way from Texas, farm boy.
Interesting. Is this for the post show? Okay, I guess we have a minute 54 to the 3. Okay, all right, we got about a minute or so to the post show, I guess, whatever this is. I'm not really sure what they're going to talk about on the post show. All right, so we saw some stuff. They did not answer a lot. They missed out on consoles. They gave us a date, which we already know. But they missed out on a lot of other stuff. No real campaign stuff was shown other than a small trailer, I guess, that was supposedly in-game footage, but could have been CGI rendered for all we know. No multiplayer. They showed maybe a 6-7 second spot of multiplayer. It did show a lot of people, though, on that map. There's probably 32 people or so. A lot of green names over people's heads. So we saw a lot of that. But the big question is, what is it going to be on Switch, or is it just going to be on PS4, Xbox One, and PC? I assume PC is going to be a big focus too, since all the other ones go to it. But E3 seems to be where they're going to show us more, is what I assume. There's some post-show coming up, so we'll see about this whole post-show thing in a minute. It was a lot of talking. I will say that. It's interesting to see like behind the scenes sometimes. I just think that was maybe a little too much behind the scenes because they pretty much told us stuff that we already know. We already know they're researching. We already know that they're developing with like actual like actors and stuff for it. But I don't know. I didn't get a lot of information from this hyped up live stream. Because keep in mind, they told us about the live stream a while ago. Alright, so we're back. Post-show.
Cool, boys.
12 minutes.
Right. See you back at the hotel. Let's get to the rooftop bar.
And this is Dave.
Right.
12 minutes.
Do you forget for a moment there? Yeah, I wasn't sure, man. So, look, we've got 12 minutes. There is a countdown that's going on. We're going to wrap up everything that you've seen tonight.
11:49, 48.
Oh,
Come on,
my
Nate.
God, what happens when it gets to zero, man? And
Oh, I
Holly's got
missed
a list
that.
of stuff that we're going to go through. We're going to chat through.
Sebastian,
and then we're going to
thank you
get Glenn
for
and Michael back
thank you
on
for
stage to answer a couple of our
$13.
questions. So, Holly, kick us off,
I appreciate
Holly.
it
What's
for the
the
donation.
number one
Thank
on
you.
your list?
Okay, so this one kind of sounds a little bit daft, but with Call of Duty World War II, they have said that they haven't been able to make this before because it needed current gen technology. So they couldn't do it previously.
It certainly looks different. Dave and I are quite old, and we
Speak for
remember
Come on, dude.
World War II games that we used to play on old systems. They did not look like this one.
I know. I
They
distinctly remember playing Call of Duties.
Well,
like
we
the
took a
first
shot.
four
I at least sent
in
him a
4x3
message.
through a SCART
I wasn't really
lead.
expecting to
So
hear it
like
close to the
SD.
screen.
I mean HD.
But I tried.
World War II. Come on, Dave. HD now.
HD,
It's pretty exciting.
4K
I'm looking
scene,
forward
man.
to that.
Yeah, exactly. And like you were saying, it's very appropriate that we're here at the. This screen is enormous. I hope
Yeah.
they don't put our faces
Okay,
on it
so
at any point because that would be terrible for everybody.
We're
yeah, it's
getting
really
more
appropriate here.
information
It's
from
going to
this
be a big
post show than we
cinematic
did from the
experience.
actual
But it's also got a
show.
story, Holly. Point number 2.
It does have a story. Yeah, we're actually going to be following Private Red Daniels.
The most American name ever.
It is the most American name ever because he is in the American army.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But however, there will be Allied soldiers as well, so you'll come across the French and the British.
Yeah, and it's a story about camaraderie. I picked up on that term a lot. Camaraderie.
Yeah, you did. I can't even say it. I say it wrong. I say camaraderie.
Well, you're saying it wrong.
Well,
it's
that's why I
camaraderie.
didn't say it.
So that's pretty exciting. I mean, it's going to be a story about a squad, not just a person, and how they interact. There's also going to be iconic World War II moments.
Definitely,
Right.
like the feel of it.
You're like number 3.
Yes. Well, if you
See, I'd be closer to Brothers in Arms
the
for anyone who
journey
played
very
that
much kind of
game.
1945, 1944 through Europe from D-Day.
That's
It's the
what I
kind
have
of,
to
it's the
imagine they're
classic,
modeling this game
I think Band
after,
of
is
Brothers
Brothers
is a
in
big
Arms.
touching point for people.
Good game, though.
Of my generation. So it's going to be moving from kind of France, that big kind of set piece of the D-Day landing, all the way through to Germany.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some of the
Oh, look,
D-Day,
they're showing these people's
landings
tweets.
in the trailer.
How do I
which
get on
looks
there? Do I have to
harrowing
pretend like it
and
was the most
horrible.
amazing thing in
And
the
they've also
world?
spoken about
How
the
many
Battle of the
how many
Bulge,
exclamation
the
points will it
liberation
take
of
to get
Paris,
on here?
And then I heard the Rhine was mentioned, and you know,
You were really taking notes,
in
man.
1945.
You were
I'm
doing
just
well.
saying, man. You know what was
Dave's
happening in
been checking
1945?
Wikipedia.
How many
Yeah.
exclamation
Quick,
points do I need to
before we
put to
came
get
out
on
here.
there?
I'm so conscious of the numbers,
Let's
Holly.
see.
These ones ticking down, and our next one, which is.
Right, we're going into the multiplayer stuff. We're starting with headquarters.
Yeah.
For me, I thought this was one of
What's
the coolest
something that the
things.
kids say
this
now?
Is
The
like a
new
social
Call of
space.
Duty
so this is where you
WW2
can almost come and hang out
looks-
beforehand. I
What-
want to know a little bit
what do
more.
they say
and I
now?
think this is, I'm going to try and push Glenn and Michael.
I'm really, really old.
Exactly. Imagine if we got the opportunity to actually
They
answer.
said
exclamation
sneak
points.
peek, and it was like
Alright.
the sneakiest peek ever. I mean, it was like looking through a little crack.
I
in the
actually
door.
missed it.
Let's see.
Yeah,
A new Call of Duty looks.
What
What do they say? They say
So, I
lit,
mean, it's
right?
pretty amazing.
Looks
That's
lit.
like a completely new innovation for Call of Duty. Like, so I don't know what that is going to mean.
Dude, it might be
but-
something that's like a Call of Duty online that I'm good at now, just hanging out.
Well, you
Looks
just that's
lit.
the bit you're good at.
Cool.
I'm
Yeah,
really good at
social
multiplayer.
space.
Just hang out and chat to people and
Yeah,
make friends.
exactly. I'm really social.
You're really bad at making friends.
Thanks.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, it
Thanks,
looks
Dave.
lit.
And also there were some new modes which have been
Let's
announced.
see.
Holly, you have a line to tell us
Zombies
about. This is on point
are
number
back?
5. Divisions, right?
I will tell you my line about divisions.
That
so
is
this basically
a lot of
allows
exclamation
you to take
points.
On, funnily enough, different divisions. For example, you could take
Feel
infantry,
free to,
or you could take being in the
COD
armored
WW2,
division.
that's what it
however,
was.
it will impact your MP
At-
progression.
Yeah,
in
this is
multiplayer.
such a huge
Call of
thing
Duty
on
or is
Call
it
of
COD
Duty, so it's really
WW2?
interesting that there's this.
No, it's Call of Duty.
Kind of change the
Call
way
of
that you
Duty.
progress through the online system.
Oh,
and
there
there's
it is.
another
Call of
one,
Duty
Dave,
WW2.
which
I
is
got
my
it.
favorite. I
You
have
liked this one.
I don't know how they came up with this name, but
Yes.
one of them's called War. New mode called War. Can you tell us what are the details on War, Holly?
I will tell you the details on
Call
War
of
mode.
Duty.
This is narrative driven.
New Call of
so
Duty
the idea
looks
here
lit.
is the players take part
12
in some
exclamation
of the
points.
iconic
Zombies are
World War II
back.
battles,
23
the
exclamation
Eye versus
points.
The Axis forces. But
Boom.
this time you're in teams and you're fighting for strategic.
It's on its way.
Like objectives.
Right.
As soon as I heard strategy, man, I thought
I'm thinking.
Let's see
you
what
know,
happens.
Big war room table, pushing around
I
little,
could be
little
good at
guys,
that, yeah.
and then doing the battles.
Feel
for
free
the
to favorite
greater
and
good of your
retweet
team.
that.
So it's just great, but it is great that there's new modes coming, there's new multiplayer experiences still coming out of Call of Duty. We need to move along though. We're talking about kind of online experiences, co-op mode.
Yes.
We tossed a coin. Who gets to say it?
Dave gets to say it.
Nazi zombies.
There we go. You almost.
I mean, I was sorry, I
forgot.
was overwhelmed by the moment there. Nazi zombies. Which, I mean, you all saw the art. Looks ridiculously
Looks completely
hideous.
horrible.
Like, really, really horrible. And they've, again, just whet our appetites with that. So not a lot to say. But, well, you know
That's
a
interesting.
little bit about the story, right, Holly?
Yeah, the idea is
Okay, so they're
going
gonna
to
be-
getting desperate, so they've
they're
turned
gonna
to
be
the crazy science, which has created Nazi zombies.
They're going to be
It's the
realistic with the
classic
main
Nazi zombie story.
and then like kind of
Cultism.
fantastical
Bad
with
dudes.
the
And
co-op
we're
mode
gonna round
with
out. Obviously, we're
zombies.
from PlayStation
Yep.
Access, so this is good news for us. The PlayStation relationship.
Thank you to the one person who walked, by the way, Justin. That's really nice of
We
you.
can't see you because of the lights, but you're my favourite.
Yeah,
and the
how did
PlayStation,
Microsoft
relationship
let this
continues for
happen? They
another
used to
year.
control
Holly,
this.
what does that mean?
So we know the beta is coming, but we can tell you that you will be playing it first on PlayStation.
I think you guys on Twitter at least get the joke, so I'm happy.
That's great.
There's some PlayStation fans in the audience.
Right, well, I guess we should kind of move on to the next bit. So that
Absolutely.
was our wrap-up. So in case for some reason you missed the live stream, this was kind of the wrap-up of everything that was shown and hopefully a little bit more. But I guess we should bring our guests out so we can grill them and
It
try
would
and
be
get more information.
Brilliant to put some
Yes.
questions too. Let's welcome back onto stage Glenn and Michael from Sledgehammer.
I do like that set though. That set's really cool, like with the big IMAX screen behind you.
Hey, dude, nice to
It's
see
like
you.
well lit. That's pretty cool.
Is it
It's
camaraderie?
camaraderie.
Oh, dude.
No, I've said that to
Oh, Rob,
thousands of
this is
people.
cool.
Was that
Rockets,
rockets? I don't
That's
know.
for sure.
Oh, that's
Relax.
embarrassing. Oh, I'm going to have to change my question.
I don't have a pocket to put my hand in to look really relaxed.
So, guys, so that was an amazing presentation. Thank you so much for joining us back on stage. For people who watch our channel, it's not a Call of Duty kind of dominated channel, so we hear boots on the ground a lot, right? And I think anyone who follows Call of Duty knows exactly what that means. But for the tens of people out there who don't, could you just kind of give us a sense of what does that mean for Call of Duty, where it is now, and what does boots on the ground, going back to boots on the ground mean?
It means we want a more realistic
Yeah,
Call
I
of
mean,
Duty
boots
where
on
you're
the
not running
ground,
on walls
classic
and
Call of Duty,
shooting lightning
run and
bolts
gun,
out of your
fast
hand.
action, strategic gameplay, right? It's what Call of Duty was born with, and what we're bringing it back to.
Like,
so it's
historical
fun, it's
Call of Duty, I
fast,
still
it's
think is the best
strategic,
version
it's
of
that
Call Call of
great,
Duty.
skill-based gunplay that made Call of Duty what it is today.
And it's also, I mean, one of the things that really struck me from your presentation, and I mentioned Band of Brothers on stage. I've actually been watching with my son. He's probably slightly too young to watch it, so I won't say how old he is, but it is very interesting to think that there's a generation of players out there who this is going to be their first kind of big media exposure to World War II, right? And
They're
that's
basically
something
saying
that
the
you guys
kids are going to be playing
get to give them. So is that something that you guys as a studio have thought about a lot?
Yeah, we knew there'd probably be 1-2 generations that haven't really watched Private Ryan, and it's been 10 years since the last World War II game with Call of Duty. So that was one of the reasons why we paid real attention to getting everything right and trying to really tell the story. And as we said earlier, it's about respect, and so we want to make sure that they're not, if they do, when they play the game, they learn something, and what they do learn will be
So
correct.
I saw a tweet from IGM
it's still about having
that said
fun,
in the story, if you get injured,
the right.
there's no med packs. You actually have to find a medic, I assume, in your party or with your
really
team of
wanting
people
to
or your
tell
unit.
a really
So that's
impactful
kind of
narrative and
a
a
cool
story
idea, so we don't have that weird
largely
hide
to
behind a
ensure
rock
that
and wait for
this
your
sort of
health
conflict
to
doesn't
regenerate.
happen again.
But that
And
also kind
as
of
we
will probably get
dove in
annoying
with
for a
our
lot of people
military
too.
historian
I like
and
the
got
idea
to
though,
know
of trying to be
veterans
more
and really
realistic with
researched.
that.
It was powerful for us because not only were we telling the story so that it would never happen again, but we're telling it because the people who fought in that war aren't here to tell it for themselves, right? And so there is a lot of honor and respect that we've put behind this. Everybody at the studio.
The thing about Infinite Warfare, they've been developing this game for at least 2 years.
Really deep
like,
into it.
they don't just do this when Infinite Warfare
I think
tanks.
one of the other things is that
so they've had this idea for a while. I think they saw the sales start to dwindle a little bit.
So
after Black Ops 3 didn't sell as well as Black Ops 2, for example.
And guys,
and I have a feeling
we talked
they knew this was going to happen, so they kind of want to take it in a different direction. I also feel like Sledgehammer has a little bit of a say.
Dare I say camaraderie or camaraderie? There's a squad. There's a squad of
no
friendship.
exclamation points.
Exactly,
He gets on screen.
There's friendship between soldiers. Any chance we're going to be seeing any of the story told from any of their perspectives, or is this very much Red's story?
I gave him a straight 30.
It's Red's story, but it's also the story of the platoon, and what they. Who and what they encounter. So we will have different characters. I mean, this is an international war, so and it's also a different time, right? So we have a lot of different characters in the game, and we talked about Rousseau earlier, and Zussman and Crowley, who's British. We also have.
How close does that guy have to be close to the mic? How close is he to that microphone to get that breathing sound?
We bump into an African American.
I like to imagine he's just accidentally too close.
There, and of course,
he's not like really far away.
They were treated is going to be shown in the game, and we don't really pull any punches in the game. We just try and tell the truth.
And really across the whole game, single player, multiplayer, zombies. This is a global cast and a diverse cast, right? So there's heroes of the war from all over the globe. Nearly every country is involved.
It's also possible, though, so whoever's on the stage here, one of their mics is just picking up their heavy breathing.
Diversity of
is what I'm assuming. I don't think there's anybody behind a camera.
Characters throughout the World War II conflict, and that was important to us.
And Call of Duty is going back to World War II, which I know the whole world is very excited about. Where
that
it
was
began. Was part of your process at all going back and looking at the the early Call of Duty games?
See, because somebody's laughing, so it has to be somebody's microphone.
What were you looking for?
Probably up a little too loud.
Glenn and I have been making games for 20+ years.
We remember them coming out.
And we were fans of the franchise before we were developers of the franchise, so it was a real honor to be given the opportunity as a studio. It was pretty humbling for Activision to give us a chance to bring it back to its roots. But we really wanted to tell our story, an original story. The 1st Infantry, the fighting first 15,000 or 35,000 troops.
Yeah.
Why do you think they didn't show gameplay? Either they don't have
original and
either they did not set up a set piece.
Cool. Now we have 1 minute.
Because when they show gameplay, it's heavily controlled, and a lot of times
obviously
they will sit there and program just that one spot for E3, where they'll give you things like God mode and set up like choreographed scenes to make it look really cool.
Now we've seen other
they probably
online shooters
didn't have it ready, or they have one ready that they spent months developing, and it's just for E3. They don't want to spend time on this.
Doing that. I can tell you, E3 is going to be huge for us, right?
Yeah, I'm breathing loud.
But I will tell you, headquarters is a big deal. Headquarters is really a big innovation that we've put a lot of time into at the studio. We're calling it the off the front lines experience. There's so much great community of Call of Duty fans out there. And we want to provide a way for them to be rewarded, to compete, to be recognized.
Oh, his mic
to
almost
show
fell off
off
his face.
And to be social.
That actually would have been an
there'll be
exciting thing to happen.
Fun new things you can do only in headquarters. Uh-oh, I think I lost my mic.
Are you good?
And,
I am not going to
and a bunch
E3.
of ways, and a bunch of ways to really engage in the community. in
But
ways
I
we
would
haven't
feel
done
really bad at leaving my wife here with our
guys. Thank you so much for coming back out and joining us.
I feel like a jerk.
Guys,
a
thank you
baby,
so much for watching at
I will
home,
go
for being here.
next year.
We really
but
appreciate
Philip
it.
is actually going, so he's
very
going to help me out with some
nerve-wracking.
B-roll footage and then
Now,
keep around his
you
channel
guys,
too
we
because
would
he's
really
going to do a lot
like
of
it if you
E3
would
coverage
stay
from
tuned
there,
for the YouTube channel
which is
because
really
there's always
cool.
more coming up. We're
So,
definitely
and then
seeing
we'll
you
hear
guys
from
at
him on the
E3
podcast because
Certainly.
you guys don't
So
know
you
by
can
now.
forget
There's a
to
lot of you
join
guys here right now.
PlayStation Access 'cause there's gonna be loads more coverage of
Spawncast
Call of Duty World
is
War
every
II.
Saturday night
Thank you
now.
so
We're doing
much
that
for
9
joining
p.m. We're
us.
having
It's been an
guests on.
incredible evening, and
Philip
we
is
look
going
forward
to
to
be
see
a
what you
regular
got.
now, so he's
Thanks
actually
to
going to be on
you
the
and
podcast
everyone
pretty much
here.
for
Yeah,
good
thank
from
you.
now on. So we'll be getting a lot of cool footage from him. Is this just oh, I think this is just their
Second World
outro.
War goes
Or
beyond all boundaries.
this might be what we already saw.
Every category. We see more nations involved in a single conflict. We see casualties higher than ever before. Just a generation before, at the end of the First World War.
At Smallwood,
the
did you
Great
fight in World War II?
They
Yeah, I
didn't
played
call
Call of
it
Duty
World
2,
War I
and I played
because they
Brothers in Arms.
expected
Yeah, I
that
did.
nothing like this would ever happen again. And a generation later, something happens that's even bigger and even worse in so many ways.
They never put my tweet up
We have
either.
the honor of making this year's Call of Duty
Messed up.
called World War II.
I used so many exclamation points. I used young lingo. I did everything right.
Story of the world's greatest conflict.
I thought I was in with
a
the Call of Duty
genuine
crowd. I
interest
guess not.
In producing a product that is historically authentic.
Every
thought
part
I
of
was
this,
in.
this game has been researched and
Oh, well.
nuanced and studied and scanned.
What can you do?
Photographed. We really, really tried to get the respect and the details right of the game.
This is about ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
The brotherhood, the camaraderie.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I want to go to E3. I have. They were going to send me press passes for it so I could like go behind the scenes and everything. I'm trying to help Philip get his because he would actually be able to give some cool insight, I think, on the podcast and in general on his channel. He'll get some cool footage. He has like an awesome camera. He has a shotgun mic. He has everything to do it. He even asked if I want to go out there, I could like stay with him and stuff. But I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd feel really bad.
Story, feeling like they really know these guys.
Welcome to the bloody first.
And they care about them.
Art influences the game in a huge way. The lighting,
I like the crowd I'm in,
tonality,
which is
and the
pretty much no
colors.
crowd.
We wanna be
So,
able to have
although if I had to
the
label me an
feel
A
something.
crowd for like
By
shooters, it would
creating
probably
a
be
very
Halo.
believable environment, it allows the
I'm
player
a
to slip
bigger
into
fan
this
of Halo,
world.
although I
The
think the
vision for the art
entire,
direction we call dark
I think
and
the
beautiful.
entire
It was
like franchise started to go
emotionally
downhill after
visually
Halo 3
beautiful.
came out.
More than
Because
just
Halo 3 was
being
my
cool
last
and
favorite
pretty,
Halo.
It's about trying to get people to have a deeper emotional reaction to the game.
Yeah, if I get this game, it'll probably be either on the Scorpio or it'll probably be on the PS4 Pro. Just
even the cars you might
I guess
see on the
PS4,
city
right? Because they get
street,
all the stuff
the level of
first.
detail is
Something
just
Microsoft
It's a huge
definitely
endeavor,
messed
but
up
we have
with.
to stay true
Letting
to
that
the
get
source
away from
material. We have to research and watch a lot of film, a lot of archive footage to see how combatants in World War II
You can
would
pre-order the
behave.
game right now.
Sometimes
They
hardest
said
things are
at the
biggest
beginning
payoffs.
that you can
The
pre-order
combination of
digital
the
or
model,
on
the
disc, which I
animation,
assume
and the
means
audio
that you
creates
can
that
go
punchiness
to
to
either
the
their
weapon.
website or you can go to GameStop and do it right
record
now.
everything. Every
Whenever
location we record in for
you
the game.
are able to pre-order
The
something, we always,
ambiances, the
usually anyway, we
music,
have to
the
wait for
dialogue,
price and we have to wait
everything
for
has to be
release
created
date
from scratch.
unless
we had
given
a real
otherwise.
opportunity here to do
A lot of times you just have a
level
price,
of
you can do it.
authenticity and reality, true to the war, true to the soldiers who fought in that war.
Okay,
We
I
had this great
liked
opportunity with
Reach
Marty
was good.
Morgan, our
Okay, I
military
like the story
advisor.
because I read the Fall
spent
of
a
Reach
lot of
book,
time on a gun
so I
range
liked the
with
story,
all of
but
the
I still just
authentic
did
World
not
War
like
II
the
weaponry.
powers you
critical to
had
understand
because
the
I think it
absolute
made it a
violence
little
of the Second
different
World
between the
War.
two. It started to feel
It's
more
critical
like
to
Call of Duty at
understand
that
how
point.
weapons
And
of
Halo
firepower
3 was just my
function.
favorite because you
This
drop
is a
in.
story that's bigger than all of us. This is a whole new
You
generation
drop
who might
in
not have a lot of
and you
experience
just
with
go.
this time
Everyone's
period.
even in the
And
beginning.
this
You
is
don't
a great
have like
opportunity
somebody has
to
the
have them
ability to
experience
stop
that and feel
bullets or
that.
jump higher and stuff. I didn't like that.
We've made something pretty incredible, and I'm very proud of it.
It's perhaps the greatest compliment I've been paid in my career.
Chances coming to Switch, it's honestly at this
is
point
the
it's
most powerful game I've ever
50-50.
worked on.
Either they
Very
spent the time and did it, or they don't
very
care.
humbling.
I've been
It would be
making
very
games for over 26
odd
years.
not have Nintendo at least get some version of this
And
game on their
I'll tell
system,
you,
but
it's the best game we ever
it's up to Nintendo if they really need it or if they want it. I think it would help, obviously, and it wouldn't hurt the system if they had it, so... And I guess that's it. That whole thing was a little underwhelming, if you ask me. I was hoping for a little more, at least something. I was hoping they were going to run us through, like, an entire, like, first level of the game, you know what I mean? Like, we would start, like, and they'd be like, oh, here, you go over here, you meet this guy, you shoot these people, there's 10 minutes of gameplay. Did not see any of that. That'll definitely be E3, though. So that'll be fun. You know, guys, E3 week, we're going to have a lot of fun because we're going to have a lot of these streams, and then I have to do Newswave, but we'll have a lot of fun doing this because the streams go on forever. So I could probably sit here and we can do, like, a marathon stream where I stream, maybe I get Evan in on it, too, and he streams with me and everything. And there's a lot of stuff we can do for fun, so I'm looking forward to the E3 week. So, yeah, E3 will be that'll be it. So I guess that's it. They ended it. They're doing something. What are they doing? Are they rewinding it? What are they doing? Okay, I guess they just yeah. Okay, all right, that's fine. But that appears to be pretty much the end of, I guess, the stream at this point. So that was not a lot happened. You think the Call of Duty box compete with the? Oh gosh. So people are making fun of the Call of Duty box art with the guy who's kind of like with his, you know, the gun underneath him in his head. I at least understand what they're going for because they're trying to show how horrible and horrific the events in World War II were, and I assume they're going to touch on that. So they're trying to show a guy who is like at his wit's end with his dog. I assume friends' dog tags or his dog tags, and the gun kind of sitting there, and he's just like freaked out. I assume that's what they're going for, and it looks very similar to the Brothers in Arms box art, which was heavily pointed out, by the way, and people seem to think that they stole it, but the people who pointed it out, I feel like it was, what was it, Gearbox? Not the best people to point it out considering some of their Borderlands cover art was technically ripped off. So, not the best people to point that out. But realistically, I understand what they're going for with the cover. Some people don't like it, but the cover is something I look at for about 10 seconds and then I pop the game in. So, if it's nothing outstanding, it kind of just goes back on the bookshelf. And then I get over it. So, you know, I'm just excited for E3. It's 2 months away now, less than 2 months actually. Because keep in mind, Microsoft is going to go on like June 11th. So it's there. 2 months from now though is too many games. So keep that in mind, guys, because we will be too many games. I will be there and Evan will be there, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna be on Saturday. It's Oaks, PA. I know Angry Video Game Nerd goes there as well. I think it was last year I was talking to Pat the NES Punk, so he's pretty cool. He was there too. Mike Matei was there. I was talking to him. So a lot of the retro community goes there, and it's I think Game Chasers went there 2 years ago. So it's a lot of fun. But if you're in the area and you want to stop by and see Evan and I, more than happy. Come on by, talk to us. Might even have we're gonna try to maybe organize like a meetup where all the viewers kind of come by and meet us and hang out and just talk and relax. So yes. But overall, I'm happy with the direction of Call of Duty with World War II. Tentatively. I want to see what they do with it. They really need to push the story mode, because if the story mode is good, I'll be happy. If the story mode is generic, I will be frustrated. But realistically, Call of Duty 2 had some of the best multiplayer I've seen in a while. That was great multiplayer action with Call of Duty. So if they can do that, that'll be a lot of fun. But I'm very happy with that. I did just pick up today. I forgot it was out yesterday. I meant to pick it up yesterday. I went by and picked up Puyo Puyo Tetris, and the game itself. Has anyone grabbed that physically? Because it comes in a box set with keychains and everything. It's really cool. I was gonna do like a filmed unboxing for it because it's actually a really well done piece by Sega. Beta 64-bit. A lot of people go to E3. Like I said, I could have got passes for it, and I just flying out there, being away from the house for a week with a newborn son is probably not the best idea on my part, and I would feel bad. So, next year I will do it though. I will definitely do it next year. So, I just got it for the Switch. I wanted a physical copy, and I noticed that the Switch version had had the extra stuff with it. And realistically, that game's going to play the same on either one, and that just feels like a game I could have a lot more fun playing portably as opposed to on a TV. So I'll probably be playing that more portably than anything. But I was a big fan of Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, and I like Tetris, so it's kind of a cool combination. So yeah, I ended up paying off Mario Kart 8 today when I went by and picked up Tetris. So I'm ready for that too. A lot of people got it for free. Like, it seemed like Nintendo was just handing that out like it was water to YouTubers. I didn't get one. I didn't expect to get one, so I'm not really concerned about it. I have no problem buying these games myself. But they sent them out to everyone. I wanted a physical copy anyway. They were sending digital copies. Realistically, I probably would have, if they sent it to me, I probably would have just given it away. Oh, this is oh, I feel bad, man. I didn't turn these on. Hold on. I'm just gonna call this out now because I feel bad. Is that what this is? I had to turn off. There we go. I had to turn off some alerts because it would have covered the entire screen. Jorge Sanchez just sent $20 donation. I appreciate it. I really do. Let me see. I just want to make sure I get you guys if you do that, because I feel bad if I don't. I feel like a jerk if I don't do that. I can also check the messages, which I will do now. But, you know, I have a lot of fun live streaming these kind of events. I like when they do these, so I will be live streaming quite a few of these. And we're doing a Switch fun because I can't believe it, but Evan, who's a PC gamer, wants a Switch. And I think that really goes to show how interesting the Switch is to a lot of people. So I'm working to save up donations for him so we can surprise him with a Switch, and then give him a bunch of work to do with games to review. So that is the idea there. Let me pull this up so I can read people's messages. I feel like a jerk if I don't. So we'll see what happens from here. Here we go. Bringing up donations. Says something went wrong. That's great. Thank you, Streamlabs. You're awesome. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's already over. Here's the thing, though, guys. I'm gonna leave this up. This will get DVR'd and then put on the channel. So if you just want to, like, clip through it, you can. If you missed it and you just want to see what was going on, and the chat's on the right, so you can just kind of jump through it if you want and see what's what. I have no problem with that. There's Art Potter with the Zelda onesie. Yeah, I did get the Zelda onesie. He's not big enough to fit in it though yet because it ended up being kind of long and big. But I think next month he'll fit in it, and I'll pop him in it and take a picture so you guys can see Logan with some Zelda stuff on. I think that's the plan. I also need to get I think I ordered that the other day too. New microphone. This I'm starting to outgrow the Snowball mic as well. As good as it works, I think I'm gonna get because we're doing a podcast now and it doesn't get it picks up everything in the room. Guys might see like this stuff behind me. Believe it or not, if you're on a budget, moving blankets work really well to dampen sound. And I got these for like $5 a piece at Harbor Freight. I bought like 8 of them and hung them up all around the walls, and it helps to like keep reverberation. Yeah, you know what? I am going to do some Mario Kart 8. I'm going to talk to Philip as well, and maybe we can get some like viewer racing. You guys can beat me up in Mario Kart. I'm not the best Mario Kart racer out there, but I think we could have a lot of fun with that. Okay, so the quarterly reports. Japan is, 13 hours ahead of us? We should see them tonight. Someone is going to report it. It's going to be out, and if you keep your ear to the ground tonight, you should get the quarterly reports. It probably won't make it into Newswave because they probably won't be out till like 10 or 11 at night tonight or something like that, maybe even midnight. So I will probably do a full video of it tomorrow, or it'll be in the following Newswave, more than likely. So, what time is reveal? The reveal already happened for Call of Duty. Again, if you want to go back, I had this entire thing DVR'd. So yeah, I'm gonna have a point where I put my friend code out when we do that. I'm just trying to make sure I can get like my brother and everyone else added. I feel bad deleting anybody because if my friends list gets full, then I'll have to pick someone and delete them, and I'll feel bad. So I have to make sure I have a lot of people so that I know like around me, you know, or that I'm working with or stuff. So like I haven't even added like Philip or anybody, to be honest. So and he's someone I've been working with a lot recently. Yeah, but so this weekend, if you don't know, like I said, Spawncast is. Oh, that's the other thing. If you go on, it's going to be posted on the Reddit also. If you go on reddit.com/r/spawnwave, or if you just search Spawnwave on Reddit, it should come up. This entire live stream should be posted there as well, because R. Potter and then I think a couple other people are really vigilant about posting this stuff. And you can just talk about it on there as well if you don't want to try to wade through the comments. I know Reddit's system is a little better with kind of replying back and forth and upvoting certain ones and downvoting others. So feel free to go on there as well. And I have a few giveaways that I'm going to start doing on the Reddit. I finally got in contact with almost everyone about the stuff. So 2 people already won the cars, and those are being sent out today. I have them already boxed up. And one of the cases got given away. It's actually harder than I thought to get a hold of people for giving these things away. Yeah, a lot of people are saying they're copying Battlefield 1. I have a feeling they were developing this quite a while ago, maybe when Battlefield 1 was in development. But keep in mind, this is World War II. Battlefield 1 was World War I, so slightly different, but they must have known for a while, because people have been calling for these boots on the ground action for a while now. So I don't think it's anything new to them. Here we go. Oh, no, it's the Mass Effect. You guys saw the Mass Effect car thing I did where we did cars? No, it's that. It's not, it's not actual cars. It's like, it's cool though. PDP sent over, they're like smaller replicas of the, Nomad, I think, it's the Nomad from Mass Effect Andromeda. They sent those over, and I sent those out, which was cool. Well, I'm sending them out today. Oh, thank you. Believe it or not, okay, so you're looking at the stream layout. Evan actually did all of that. So he designed everything you're seeing on this stream. I'm supposed to be in green screen, but I don't have a green screen here. I like the moving blanket kind of background. I have the camera a little high there because you're not supposed to see this, but but I'm still working to get my new camera set up with the stream. I'd have to keep moving it back and forth, so I have that newer like 4K camera now. I saved up and got a 4K camera, so I'm like in 4K now. Okay, here we go. I'm back. Let's see. Oh, that's not showing up. Why is that not showing up? Is it this? Oh, that's something else. Good enough. Okay, I want to go back and see this. Okay, any chance? Oh, yeah. So this is from. Okay, this was Black Stang who donated the $20. I read your actual name. I don't know if that's good or bad. Anyway, it says, any chance Super Metal Dave 64 will be on your Spawncast in the near future? Yes. This weekend is going to be Rerez, or Shane from Rerez TV. He's a really cool dude. He's going to come on, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. Following from there, Super Metal Dave 64 should be on the following weekend. So that'll be not this. I think it's like May the 6th. Yeah, okay, so May the 6th, Super Metal Dave should be on there. And I put out a feeler, which is I hope this turns into something, because this would be really fun, I think. I sent a message to Arlo and asked if he might want to do this too and be on the Spawncast, where we can work that out with him. And he said, you know, we might be able to do that. So I'm hoping I can get Arlo in the next couple weeks at some point, whether it's a month or so from now, because it's going to get really busy when we get to E3, if I can get Arlo on here somehow. But right now, the main people are Philip, myself, and Evan. Those are the 3 mains right now. So I like having guests on. I think it's a lot of fun. And down from there, Squid Empress donated $13.70. Thank you. Saying GTA and Fallout on the Switch, please. GTA 5 would definitely run on the Switch, and I would get completely back into GTA 5 if it was on the Switch, just because of that portability factor. Fallout might be harder, and I'm going to tell you why. Fallout is definitely CPU heavy, and you can see on the PS4 and the Xbox One, it struggles hard. Like, it does not run well. But the PS4 Pro does run it better, with I assume, just from its stronger GPU and everything kind of making up for that. So I have a feeling it would have a hard time running on the Switch in general just because of that. And also, that game's kind of buggy anyway. I'd much rather have a much cleaner GTA 5. I think Platinum Games, Platinum Games is definitely doing something for the Switch at E3. They have to be. Anybody who guests on the Spawncast, they can come back. Like, it's not like I'm doing them like one and done. They can come on, and then we can have other people on too. I just want to kind of keep like a almost like a revolving set of guests. There's a couple podcasts out there where they get like 10 people on a podcast at once, like all the time, and that just seems a little crowded to me. I like having video. So Philip kind of suggested that when we were looking at the chat, and we're going with video from now on with our Spawncast. It's always going to be video. So I like that. And we're going to continuously have different people on. We did cap actually right around 370 people watching Saturday night at 9 o'clock. So that was really cool. And it seemed to go up because the week before we had like 150. So it's been going up, and it's really neat to see the audience because then we can interact with you guys. And it's a little easier because I'm keeping, while everyone's talking and stuff, I'm kind of keeping, it's 9 p.m. Eastern, Saturday nights is Spawncast. This is the Call of Duty WW2 Worldwide Reveal is done. But it is going to be uploaded on this channel. If you missed it, feel free to stop by and check it out. So I'm excited for that, but I need to, let me see. I need to do some more filming, and I have, repeat, I was not even kicking up these things. Oh, well, that's fine, whatever. There's usually supposed to be notifications going across the screen. Anyway. I have some filming and stuff to do, and you know what? I probably will do a like an unboxing of that Tetris, Puyo Puyo Tetris, because it is so cool. Hey, look, it finally worked. There it goes. Now the alerts are rolling through. Anyway, I have to unbox that thing. I have a News Wave Extra going up about Final Fantasy VII Remake, so I'm excited for that too. So there is a little bit of some rumblings about this Final Fantasy VII Remake thing. So a Newswave Extra is going up about that today. Puyo Puyo Tetris unboxing and some other stuff. So I'm excited for that. But it's going to be a lot of fun leading up to E3. There's going to be a ton of rumors flying around over the next month and a half. So be ready for that. But I need to... here we go. Okay. So I need to get to work on some other stuff, guys. Keep it on the channel because we also have some other stuff from Spawncast. What I'm going to start doing with Spawncast also is I'm going to upload the audio to SoundCloud, which will then show up on iTunes. And the video, I'm realizing that the video might be a little too much for some people because it's like an hour 40 to 2 hours. You got to kind of clip through it to find stuff. I'm just going to cut it up into sections for you guys, like anywhere from 5 to 15 minute sections, depending on how long the conversation goes. And just label it at the top. So it's going to be Spawncast short, and then there's going to be a topic. That way you can click on it if you're interested. You don't have to, obviously, and watch it if you're not interested. But you can kind of jump in at that point. You can watch the clip, and then you're good. So that's what I'll start doing as well. But, yeah, so that's kind of the plan, is to make it so you guys don't have to sit through an hour and 40 minutes and jump around trying to find this. And then I don't have to put that strain on our local timestamper because I feel bad about that too. So it's much easier to do it that way, I think. Yes, yeah, I'll probably do. See, I have to go out to a couple of stores that I'm contracted to, well, not really contracted to tomorrow for repairs, because they have like 8 or 9 repairs for me to do already, which means by the time I get there tomorrow, they'll probably have like 12. So I have to get there at like 1 and work through for that. But I think they mostly have easy stuff like lasers and stuff like that. So I probably won't be home till a little after 7, and then I have to start Newswave scripting and all that stuff. So it'll probably just make it into Newswave. I would like to do Newswave Extra, but like last night I was up till 3 a.m. editing Newswave because I got a late start. So we'll see. we'll see what happens, guys. But I need to, yeah, it's 2:13. I need to get to work on some videos to post up, because there's some stuff I need to put up for you guys on the channel, of course. And I want to unbox this Tetris because it looks really cool. So I want to go do that now, and then I want to play it. So and then I have to play. There's a game out tomorrow, Kamiko. I got a code for that. So I need to play that as well and put that up as a playthrough. Well, like, you know, the first 15 minutes like I did with Wonder Boy. So it looks like Zelda though. So I will see you guys, like I said, later on today with some stuff, and make sure you check it out this weekend, Saturday night for Newswave for our stream with Rerez. So I will see you guys, I guess, later on today.